Okay, Pisces. So we have to start up here because this really is where I think the whole the focus is going to be, at least probably in the bulk first couple of weeks of July. So, Ten of Swords. This is the high level communication, right? We talked about, or did we? I don't remember if we talked about. Did we talk about keeping it light for right now? It's like to keep the conversation light is sort of your strategy to stay out of it, your strategy to not commit or to take sides. There may be a couple people in your circle that are trying to get you to take sides on something. It absolutely would be in your best interest to remain neutral and do the very Queen of Swords thing of being diplomatic. Okay, this is a card of Libra. So to be diplomatic and to be non-committal. Be non-committal. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much you care about them, honestly, it's going to be different. Sun is going to oppose Pluto. Sun is going to oppose Saturn. We're going to do the full moon eclipse, and boom, all of a sudden things are going to be different. So don't get yourself locked into any kind of a box except for the box, right? That glass box that you create for yourself to just kind of let everyone just pass you by so you can remain unscathed. Like, yeah, that's the only box to stay in. Don't put yourself in anyone else's box. Keep an extraordinarily open mind. Do not prejudge a situation or what someone else is saying. Get all the facts, and your optimism is going to serve you very well. This is you keeping your eye on the prize. Like I said, you've worked so hard. This is old news. And the fact that it's coming up is just kind of like insert a huge eye roll here because, oh my God, like this is so annoying. Ten of Swords, it's just like, it's so played, it's so tired, it's so like last year, like you've moved past it. So you have to keep your eye on the prize. You have to keep your eye on where you're going. Even if you don't quite know, you at least know that you're going somewhere else. Now, I want to ensure too that you take a moment. Maybe this was what you can use the eclipse for tomorrow. You can take a moment to express gratitude for where you are now and everything you have right now, for your mansion, right? No matter how big or small your house is, for your vehicles, for your children, your animals, your house plants, your food providers, your favorite restaurants. Like, spend time and express gratitude for everything. Because you're opening that door of more abundance by feeling abundant. This is a stark contrast. This is what I'm saying. So it's like a Pisces, all Pisces are here and they get both. So which way are you going to look? Are you going to look toward the Ten of Coins, or are you going to look at the Ten of Swords? Some of you dealing with the Ten of Swords Pisces, and you're going to sit there and bang your head against the wall and try to get them to see the good stuff, and they're just not going to see it. Others of you, you're going to see the Ten of Coins and it's going to be like so great. And then that's when you become untouchable, right? So to remain in the optimistic state is going to be best. That's why you can't get involved in all of this drama. I didn't think it was that big a deal because it was reversed. But when we get 3 major arcana and again the Ten of Swords, like, if it hasn't been over, well, it's probably definitely going to get over. It's probably definitely going to be like the final punctuation mark in the whole deal. Something may happen, something may trigger the other person, and it's going to give you exactly all the reasons that you need to walk away for good. It's going to give you exactly all the right reasons. Some of you, there may be court cases involved, right? It's going to give you all the material and all the stuff you need to like finally take care of the custody battle or whatever. Like, boom, it's done. So when the star is in reverse, like I said, it's a readjustment. Your priorities are shifting. which is why maybe that magician energy is on hold right now, because you just need time to rediscover, like, okay, well, if my old priorities aren't really doing it for me anymore, well, then what are my new ones? And then the universe has to adjust according to your energy shift. And as you skulk away backwards quietly, trying really hard to be unnoticed and not get involved in the whole thing, and to just kind of ride it out, the universe is like, okay, well, look at Pisces doing their thing. They are setting a new tone for the direction of their life. Lover's reverse can be really harsh. It can be a breakdown in communication, but probably because of the misinterpretation on someone else's part. I legitimately don't know that you're going to have a big problem with communication, like communicating your stuff. Maybe understanding someone else's or them understanding you, yeah, okay. But when it comes to you saying the words and getting it out there, not a problem. But sometimes those words can put the wedge between the two of you. And I honestly, that's the Lilith part of you being like, yeah, I don't care. Like, it has to be said. It has to be done. If it puts a wedge, it puts a wedge. You know, and maybe some people in this circle, these are not the same people, by the way, 6 of Wands versus this people. Some people may actually start perceiving you as being a disloyal person because you're not backing them up. You're not taking their side. You're not agreeing with them, or you're kind of like leaving them out in the cold or whatever. And they could maybe get a little bit angry with you. And again, I don't care. I don't care if they don't like me. And that's also an interesting thing for me to say about a Pisces, you know, because I know that you're similar to Libra in that regard, where you just want everyone to get along. It's not that you have to have everyone like you, not that you're entirely a people-pleasing person or a yes man or anything like that. But I think in general, you do want people to just be happy. And if people are happy, then they generally like other people. But there comes a time when you have to Lilith their ass and you got to be like, okay, well, I don't care if you like me. I got to look out for me. I don't care if you misinterpret. I don't know how I could have been any more clear. You just need to go process, think about it. That's on you. Right? Like, you're really putting the ball in other people's courts. Like, you're forcing them to be accountable. You're forcing them to like step up to the plate and like be the best version of themselves, even if they're totally screwing up. And if they continue to screw up, that's your whole thing of like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to play the martyr anymore, and I'm not going to play this game anymore. I'm out. Like, how many times does a Pisces need to say it? I'm out. I'm done. I'm over it. Maybe the problem is people don't believe you because there has been a history of some kind. 10 of Swords is not something that just like happens, right? This is buildup. So if people don't believe you, there's nothing you can do about that. They just simply don't believe you. And maybe the past has proven, you know, otherwise. Maybe your behavior was different, but you know what? It's not a year ago. It's today. So if people are basing the present moment and the present decisions on the past, again, that's on them. So all past mistakes, be damned. It doesn't matter. Today is today, and that's it. So very, very firm. Very firm, Pisces. So 9 of Cups reversed. And there it is, that sword energy. Again, the problem that I see is because this kind of, unless you have a lot of like sword energy in your chart, or a lot of air or earth energy in your chart, this energy could feel quite foreign for you. And it can be very uncomfortable. And there's a potential for you to second guess yourself. Like, for 1 minute, you can be like so steadfast and be like, yes, I'm moving on. I'm so sick of this, you know, and then you do the King of Swords. You may ghost some people. I think that's okay. As long as, like I said, you keep something open. If you don't want to do the whole big conversation, that's perfectly fine. You might need to process some stuff a little bit. But the minute that you start second guessing, That's when Pisces can get in trouble. Because then there's that dialogue that can start creeping in. It says, Pisces, are you sure? Are you sure that's what you want? You know, and it can be so seductive, like your own little siren inside of you that's trying to lure you into your, into the ocean and trying to get you to do something. But, that's going to be an internal kind of conflict that you're going to have to resolve on your own. But the second guess, like the minute you start second guessing yourself is the minute you should just shut that down. If you can, right? Just shut it down. Meditation might be hard. This can work someone up, right? This can get you very agitated and very like heated, and it can get you feeling very like not calm. And when you're not feeling calm, that's when meditation and the stillness can be hard to tap into. So you don't really need to do anything about it. Again, it's the stars, it's the energy, it's the shift of the planet, okay? So you don't need to do anything about it, but if you can just take a moment and notice that that's what's happening, and notice that you're second guessing yourself, notice that meditation is kind of hard to do right now, and you're feeling kind of stirred, that's all you need to do. Just notice. But I wouldn't change your mind, because I have a feeling a lot of this like moving away and like the harsh kind of major arcana reverse with this one, it was intuitively guided. And it was like the raw soul coming out and expressing itself. And so what happens, it's kind of like one of those situations where you get into like a fight or an argument, and then, 15 minutes later, you're like, oh, I should have said that. Urgh. But it was probably better that you didn't get to say it. It's probably better that you didn't get to say it. It's probably better that you didn't, do whatever. So as you're kind of in this weird agitated state, that's probably one of the reasons why kind of deciding what you want is going to be a little bit tough to visualize for some of you, maybe not all of you. I'm not saying it's a global, all Pisces everywhere, but this kind of a shakeup with all these major arcana reversed, it can rattle you. But remember, you're inside that glass cage, that glass box, or you're the one that's standing still. Everyone else is the one that's all buzzing all around, all rushing by and all of this, which means you don't need to concern yourself with that pace, because you're actually in your power right now. Whether you believe it or perceive it or not, you are in your power. And we all know that time adjusts things, so don't stress about not knowing where to go. Like, if you honestly left something major behind and you need a place to stay, it's going to come for you. It's going to show up for you. You're going to see that for rent sign in the window walking to work one day. Like, it's going to happen. All right. If this is a relationship that you're leaving, or it's a job that you're leaving, or a coworker situation that you're leaving behind, like, honestly, you don't have to know where this is going. It's more about getting out of the stuff. So it's all evening out. Be like I said, be careful of what people are trying to give you right now. Not to say it's all bad, because it's not. Definitely not all bad. But if you get an intuitive vibe that someone is just trying to sneak in, they're trying to do their thing, honestly, just stay away for a few weeks. Put it off, delay, tell them you're just, you just got a lot going on. Don't be rude, don't be anything, but just, because I think the protection of a Pisces is very important, because you are so empathic, and because it is so easy for someone to affect your energy, because you're just so connected. You're just wired for that. But all the answers are going to be revealed. This is going to be the moment when you know what you want. This is going to be the moment when like I said, the black magic person, the one that might be trying to manipulate, because again, they don't necessarily want to see you go. Some of you, this could be a love bombing situation. Some of you, this could be like a kind of a sweet talk, right? Really trying to sweet talk you into something. Simply just don't have it. Okay? Be really careful, because your gut instinct was right the first time. Here's you second guessing, same thing, Four of Swords reverse, Queen of Swords reverse. It's like the minute that you pull the trigger and you like give yourself some space and you start processing like, oh my God, that really just happened, or I really just walked away from that, or I really just abandoned that group of people. Like I seriously just slipped out of the room. And then you're going to start doing, like, honestly, that is so way too much stuff. You do not need to be doing any of that. Relax. Give yourself some slack, okay? High Priestess reverse, Hierophant reverse, stuff is going to come up and you just attack it as it comes. It's not going to really be possible for us to contain our feelings. It's not going to be possible for us to keep secrets right now. And so for you, the right opportunity to say the stuff will come, so you can just wait for it. You don't have to make anything happen. And it's going to be a great time of weeding people out, you know, sifting, filtering people. It's going to be a great time for that kind of stuff. I'm getting a weird flip. 1 minute you're all in your power, and then the next minute it's all self-conscious. It's all like, oh my God, did I just lose the best thing that ever could have been? Did I just lose the thing? Did I just really let this go? The answer is no. You didn't just lose the best thing that could have ever happened. You didn't make a mistake. If this person or this situation or this job is meant to be in your life, it's gonna stay in your life. You know, it is. It's gonna stay in your life. If it's not meant to be and it slips away, that is okay. But right now, it's not really your responsibility to carry that load. You don't need to try to bridge the gap. So there's an interesting dynamic going on in the sky I'm noticing. There are certain signs that are like, you need to talk to this person. Like they're the ones, is the sign that I'm reading for. They're the ones that need to like be more masculine and aggressive. And then there's the more receptive signs. You're taking on the more receptive energy. So it's not really about you going to the other person. A situation or an event may occur where you then have an opportunity to like take a stand or to step away or to remove or eject yourself. But it's not your job to bridge the gap. 8 of which we're going to talk about here in just a second. It's really not your job to bridge the gap. But I think that's why the second guessing is coming in, because you're like, should I call them? Should I make amends? Should I do this? That's what you've done before. Okay? Lilith does not second guess herself, guys. She doesn't sit there and question and wonder if she's right or what she should do or who, you know, she's like, no, like she made a decision and she makes no apologies for that decision. Because the minute you start entertaining that dialogue, you are right back in that darkness that you worked so hard to get away from. The darkness and the stress and the anxiety that left you feeling so unstable, so insecure, so unsafe. Allow this new version to like actually blossom. Allow this self-empowerment to be let loose. There's no need for Pisces to feel imprisoned by themselves. Just because it's a different way, it's like, I think there's like kind of an adrenaline rush with everything. Maybe you don't handle the adrenaline rush real well, right? Pisces is more calm and relaxed and sleepy and dreamy and, you know, kind of fluid and moves and whatever. But, you know, the adrenaline rush, that real Mars kind of energy or that real strong, like, kind of thing, it might not feel so good, but just because you're not used to it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. and you may be perceiving it otherwise, and there's no need. So here's the people, right? The people involved with this stuff are the people that don't like to see you be happy, but that's exactly what you're moving away from. And the Six of Cups, that's the dreamy Pisces, ideal, living in the fairy tale kind of thing that I like for you guys, because somehow you weirdly manifest these amazing things in your life. You're lucky. You have this whole like way of saying, I want this. And then all of a sudden it's just kind of in your life. It's a Jupiter rulership there for you, right? And I would rather see you tapping into the 10 of coins, tapping into the 6 of cups, tapping into the movement forward than any of this kind of stuff. And like for a Pisces to really not care what people think, for a Pisces to really move on and to embrace their own futures in the way that's going to be happening this month. I mean, it's like paramount. It's like such an occasion. Some of you may be I'm just seeing so much children energy and family energy because of the Cancerian stuff. And this is all your kids, right? Because this is a mama bear energy protecting her cubs 100%. That is where your priorities are. That is where they should be. Anything other than that, anything other than the emotional safety and emotional security of your children, that's what's getting cut out. And that, again, like I said before, all these people that you supported so many times before, you were in their corner, being their cheerleader and all that, and they're going to see you doing this 8 of Cups thing, and they're going to be like, oh my God, Pisces moving. Let's go stand on the sidelines and get our banners and start cheering them on, you know? Enjoy it. Here's the adrenaline rush right here. You know, this Tower card is ruled by Mars, right? So it is a very Mars kind of vibe. It's not romantic. You may even be pushing romantic things away from you right now, just temporarily, simply because you're just needing to clear it up. Because again, Lilith, she doesn't need to be in a romantic partnership. That's not her whole deal, right? She's fully a whole person in and of herself. So she just simply doesn't need another person to make her feel validated. And maybe that's also a part of this too, is there's no codependency coming through here at all on the part of Pisces. That's all the past kind of stuff. And while, again, it's like it's confusing, like you're behaving in a certain way, and yet you don't even really know why you're doing it or where it's really coming from. Well, the stars, you know. But this is a big deal. I think you create the Tower because of all this stuff. How can you not create a Tower situation when all this stuff happens, you know? It's not like this. You're not a victim of this. You're a creator of this. And sometimes we have to create our own towers so that our futures become unblocked, because that's what this is. Like if you want the Ace of Cups with the King of Wands and prosperous future and wealth and joy and fulfillment, if you want that kind of stuff, tear down the obstacles. Boom, boom, boom. Tear it down. Get rid of it. There can be love here, even though it's not your main focus. It's almost as though a love or a friendship or a new creative endeavor with someone or a new passion that comes online for you, it's almost like a bonus. Because the real aim of this Tower is to clear up stuff and to officially get it out of your life. So when you do that, you're not just creating a tiny little bit of space on your shelf. It's not like you're clearing out just like your tiny little hall closet here. It's like you're cleaning out your entire kitchen, living room, and dining room, boom, and you're going to start refilling it with new furniture. You know what I mean? Like this is a full remodel going on here. And you're going to connect with the things that you really like. Your style's changed, right? Okay, you can't control that. Your taste has changed. You've evolved as a person. So now this is the new stuff coming in. You may already know this person, and this is the card of Leo. Could also be a Sagittarius or an Aries. A lot of, fire and water coming through. Although I feel like the watery energy you're just over because you're stepping into this sword stuff. You're being more direct and more kind of like this is someone that's going to ignite you. You're not looking for this sappy, romantic kind of Knight of Cups. Like that's kind of nonsense for you right now. You're kind of needing a leader in and of himself. You're looking for someone who is fully capable, fully independent, someone who's super into you. And of course, we have to talk about the sex, right? Mars and Leo, very strong sex drive, very strong physical connection with you, but also someone that's whole and complete themselves too. So there's no codependence here whatsoever. I think you finally come to grips with what that really means, and you're really stepping into that role, which means that's why you're attracting this now. Right? That's why you're attracting this now. So patience a little bit. It's not to say that this is all going to happen this month, but you're setting the tone. You're setting the stage for it. You're creating the tower this month, so you're creating space for this. It's all turning over, right? 3 of Cups. Enjoy this, right? Go out with your friends, the people that you really care about. Express that gratitude like I talked about in the beginning. Express your appreciation for the here and now and the lessons and all of that. And this wheel, this world is going to turn over so friggin' fast. It's not every day that I say that the world turns over fast. I rarely say that. But when we have the Tower card, when we have all these major arcana reversed, like it is time for this new stuff. I mean, it's like it's beyond ripe. Okay? 3 of Coins. Again, the 5 of Wands, the 7 of Swords. When you start seeing opportunities come your way, Pisces, do not, under any circumstances, shoot yourself in the foot. Okay? Don't do it to yourself. Don't self-sabotage. Don't create problems. Like, accept the challenge. Okay? Strength. You have the Strength card. 4 of Coins. Okay. Charge forward. One step in front of the other. There's not a lot of space here for the whimsical side of Pisces. That will come later on in time. That's fine. But right now, this is the strength. This is like the Neptune, god of the ocean power that's needing to be like exhibited. Because you are going to have that tendency and that desire to tap into the old self. But the minute that you acknowledge it and recognize it, that's where the strength comes in. To choose to not do the old patterning. Because I think when it comes to your work and your passions and what you do with your most of your time, right, the way you spend your time, I think that, oh my gosh, I totally just lost my train of thought. That was so weird. When it comes to the way you mostly spend your time, oh, you want, yeah, I honestly don't even remember. You just want to make sure that you're doing the right things, I guess. Clearly that was not a message for you. So anyway, this is not about idealism. Another major arcana reverse. I honestly can't even believe how many majors. It's not about idealism. It's not about fantasy. It's not. I honestly think the Piscean inner world is shifting so rapidly that, like I said, like people, it's like whiplash. Like they honestly can't even figure out, like they're looking at you and you're just this whole other person and they just simply can't figure it out. So it's actually it's going to be interesting to see how other people react to this new Pisces. And it's going to be interesting to see how quickly your dreams, once you determine what your dreams are, once you determine your 10 of Coins, it's going to be real easy for Pisces to get it. It's going to be easier than you think. That's for sure. For sure, for sure. It's going to be easier than you think to get it. Okay? Trust yourself. Create the tower. It's okay. Step away from the toxicity. Let it fade. Let it break. It's really okay. Because the minute you do, this world is going to be like, boom, new stuff. Alrighty? I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you guys so much for everything. Love you, and I will see you next month. Take care.